All right, today we're cracking the code on something that holds so many entrepreneurs back, getting funding. And we're not just talking theory here. We're breaking down the exact blueprint that took two guys from absolute rock bottom to building multi-million-dollar empires. So look at this number, 100 grand. For a lot of us, that feels impossible, right? But imagine what that could do for your business. That's the money to hire your first employee, to run ads that actually work, to build up your inventory. It's the launch pad. It feels like a crazy amount of money to save, I get it, but what if I told you there's a system to get it? I mean, really think about that. How long would it take you to save that much money? For most people, it's years. It is a slow, painful grind, putting a little bit away here and there. But the strategy we're about to get into, it's about accessing that kind of capital in months, maybe even weeks. This is all about working smarter, not just grinding harder. And listen, this isn't some textbook theory. We are literally pulling from the playbooks of two guys who did it. We've got Darius Benders, who, get this, failed at 6 different businesses before he figured this out. And Kenneth Smitty Smith, who started with a 400 credit score. A 400! These guys have been in the trenches, they figured it out, and lucky for us, they laid out the entire path. Okay, so let's dive into Section 1, the entrepreneur's funding problem. And the subtitle here says it all, why hard work isn't enough. You know the feeling, right? You're putting in the hours, you've got the hustle, but the bank account just isn't moving. Well, there's a reason for that. Hard work alone just doesn't cut it when it comes to getting capital. This quote from Darius Benders really hits home. I had failed 6 different businesses. Can you imagine 6 times? He tried everything, drop shipping, selling solar, you name it. He just kept hitting a brick wall. But his point is so powerful. Your current situation isn't your final destination. It's a huge reminder that your past failures mean nothing if you're willing to find a new way forward. And then you've got Smitty's story. Talk about starting from the bottom. A 400 credit score. He was trying to do what we're all told to do, right? Save up $40,000, $50,000. But as he says, he never could. It just wasn't happening. For so many of us, that's the reality. And then, bam, he sees a friend get access to 40 grand in a single day. That was the light bulb moment. He knew there had to be a different way, a better way, than just slowly saving for a dream that feels like it's getting further away. All right, Section 2, this is absolutely crucial. Fix your foundation first. Before you even think about walking into a bank or filling out an application, you have to do this. This is where almost everyone messes up. It's not about the money first. It's about becoming the person and the business that's worthy of funding. It starts with your mindset and your structure. And this right here is the biggest mental shift you have to make. Most of us are taught to just chase the dollar bill, get more money, get more money. But what Benders figured out is that money isn't the goal. Money is a tool. A tool for what? For freedom, for buying back your time, for creating the life you actually want. Once you stop chasing the paper and start seeing it as a tool, everything changes. Your whole decision-making process shifts. This is his core philosophy, and it's so simple but so powerful. He calls it do, be, have. See, everyone wants to have the nice car, the successful business, the freedom. But you can't just jump to have. It doesn't work that way. Step 1 is you have to do something different. You have to take new actions. And by doing those things, you start to become someone new. You become more capable, more disciplined, more credible. And only after you do and become can you finally have. It's a formula, and it has to be in that order. Okay, so once the mindset is right, we build the practical foundation. This is all about credibility. To a bank, you have to look the part. If you're using a Gmail address and your home address for your business, you look like a hobby, not a real company. But look at this stuff. Get your LLC, get a free EIN from the IRS. Use a professional email, get a business phone number, a virtual address, not a P.O. box. These things are so simple. A lot of them are free or super cheap, but they are non-negotiable. This is what makes you look legit to a lender. Okay, foundation is set. You've got the right mindset. Your business looks credible on paper. Now for the good stuff. Section 3, the 100K funding playbook. This is the tactical, step-by-step path to actually getting the capital. This is where the rubber meets the road, for real. Seriously, this cheat sheet right here is gold. It's not about just randomly applying everywhere. It's a strategic sequence. See, different banks pull from different credit bureaus. So you start with the ones that pull from Experian, like Chase or Amex. Why? Because they're awesome for something called product stacking, where you can get multiple lines of credit from the same bank. Then you move on to banks that pull from TransUnion, because they often have these amazing long 0% APR offers. That's free money to grow with. And finally, you hit the Equifax banks, which are great for building local relationships. See? It's not luck. It's a plan. And this quote from Smitty, this is the master key. We don't get approved for limits, we request our limits. Think about what that means. Amateurs fill out an online form and just cross their fingers. The pros, they walk into a bank, open a business checking account, and start building a real relationship with a banker. So when it's time to ask for funding, you're not just some random application. That banker knows you. You're not hoping, you're requesting. It's a total power shift. So let's say you do it. You get the funding. Amazing! But that's just the starting line. It's not profit. It's a tool. Which brings us to Section 4, turning credit into cash flow. This is about taking that capital and building a real, profitable business. This is a concept that both of these guys just hammer home over and over. Visibility beats ability every time. You could be the best in the world at what you do, but if no one knows you exist, you have a hobby, not a business. Look at the chart. It's way better to be pretty good at something but have tons of people see you than to be a genius that nobody's ever heard of. You've got to get in front of people. So, how do you do that? The fastest way is to use something they call OPA, other people's audiences. Look, building your own audience from zero takes forever. The shortcut is to tap into audiences that already exist. Go on podcasts in your niche. Work with micro-influencers, people with smaller but super engaged followers. Pay to get featured on a popular blog. Boom. You can get in front of thousands of your perfect customers, like overnight. Now, let's talk about the word selling, because for a lot of people, it just feels icky, right? But you have to change how you see it. Look at this definition. Selling is the act of serving someone so effectively they get the transformation they need. It's not about being pushy or tricking someone. It's about serving. If you actually believe your product or service helps people, then it's your duty to sell it to them. You're not taking their money, you're giving them a result. Okay, we've gone through mindset, structure, funding, marketing. You've got almost the whole puzzle. But there is one last piece, the final section. This is the ultimate business accelerator. This is the secret that the top 1% all get. And this quote from Darius just says it all. Rather than trying to swim, just jump on their boat. This secret is mentorship. Think about it. He failed 6 times because he was trying to figure it all out by himself, trying to swim. Why would you spend 10 years trying to build your own little boat to get to an island when there's someone else heading right there in a speedboat? You jump on their boat. A good mentor gives you the map, tells you where the rocks are, they just collapse time. And that's the bottom line. You get paid in proximity to your value. A poor mindset sees a $5,000 course and says, that's too expensive. A wealthy mindset sees it and says, what's the return on that investment? These guys have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on their own education. Why? Because investing in information, investing in yourself is the absolute fastest way to increase your value. And when your value goes up, so does your income. So there you have it, the whole blueprint, from mindset to money to millions. It's not magic, it's just a formula. But now you've seen it. So it all comes back to that do, be, have idea we talked about. The only question left is the one on your screen. What are you going to do to become the person who can have these results? The blueprint is here. The next move is yours.